if you are ever expecting to move in together, which maybe would be, you know, the right thing to do, especially if you're gonna have children or something. We're not planning to have kids right now, but I've just got like 1 or 2 tips I wanted to give you here. Living together is the fast track to depolarization because of familiarity. So that's a bad thing. Living together is the fast track to depolarization. So depolarization is when the man becomes feminine and or like at least your energy just kind of gets like in this weird gray zone where you're not ultra masculine, she's not ultra feminine, because you just spend so much time with each other. When you were apart, she thinks of you as Superman. What's he doing? Who's he with? What girls is he speaking to? What, you know, she's got all these big things of you. And then when you spend all day together, it's like she smells your poo by fucking 7, I was gonna say 7 times a day, but maybe it's not that much for you, but I eat a lot of protein. But you get what I mean. The mystery's all gone, and it can be very easy to lose a lot of the excitement and love at this point. And I've also found that when you are living together, you are bound to rub off each other in the worst way. You're bound to just agitate each other slightly at some moments, which can actually be kind of significant. At least for me, I really get agitated at how slow she is. I'm just complaining, but you'll get why in a second, because this is important for you in cases you've not experienced this. It's just in cases, if, you know, because I lived with a girl 3-4 years ago. Remember that I told you the comparison story where I had like the trip with my girl, but then 4 years ago I was fapping at night time and I was living with like my ex-girlfriend, right? I lived with her, I moved in with her, and I had never looked into like living with a girl before. I wish that I had this part of this video like 4 years ago. And so this is why I'm giving this very specific example. You rub off on each other in the worst way when you live together, because you see these micro moments of each other which are kind of annoying. So for example, as a man, oftentimes you want to go quite fast in some areas. So for example, when it's time to go to the gym, for me personally, maybe for you, you want to put your music in, put your shoes on, okay, go. Do you know what I mean? You're like in this flow of like going forward. Come on, let's go to the gym, let's smash it and everything. And then you walk out and your girl's like, I forgot my towel. Like, you know, she's having a good time. She's holding a little hip thrust pad while she's smiling at you and stuff. And you're listening to like aggressive music on the way there, like drill music or something, or metal music. And she's there probably smiling at you like, oh, what do you want to eat for lunch after? Like, shut the fuck up. Like, sometimes she's slow. You know, I ride motorbikes, and so sometimes it's like my girl just spends too long with the helmet, and you know, she's got the AirPod in and then she drops the AirPod. The reason why I'm saying this, you know, it sounds like I'm just complaining, is because this is very micro. But these small things bother you when they can happen every single day or multiple times a day, which is what happens when you live together. Living together is a fast track to annoying each other. But there is so many benefits. You get to see like you know, the micro moments through the day. You get to see some beautiful moments. There's a moment when I heard my girls laugh, like at nighttime. You know, we were just like goofing around, giggling about something, and she just laughed in a particular way. And honestly, it made me like, it really hit me with some significance, because I couldn't help but just hear and feel and visualize that like that's how she would laugh with gray hair 40 years from now. Like we're still laughing in the same way. There's a lot of good benefits, and you know, having like a good woman around, a feminine, submissive woman around, there's a lot of benefits to that. It depends what you're after, if you do want to live together or not. I'm not going to tell you to, but there is one good tip I can give you, which is that try to have some kind of daily separation and reunion. So what I mean by this is that even if you live together, don't spend all day next to each other. You know, okay, so we're gonna wake up, then we're gonna brush our teeth, and we're both gonna go to the gym together, then we're both gonna go to like this restaurant together, then I'm gonna work here and you're gonna go sit there and read or something, and you're gonna work there. Don't be together all day even though you live together. I've found if you have even a small amount of separation through the day, like for example, right now I'm working in this office space and she's downstairs in the apartment. This is amazing because I'm gonna walk in and we haven't seen each other for like 3 hours or 4 hours. So there's like a reunion. We're gonna, you know, it's gonna be nice to see her. She's missing me right now. So we're gonna go in for a big hug, and it's gonna be a lot more passionate. Imagine the exact moment I walk in, that exact moment when we hug each other. That's gonna be more passionate than if I hadn't been anywhere today, wouldn't it? Imagine, okay, I get home at 6:05 p.m. At 6:05 p.m. we're gonna have a big hug. Oh, you know, she missed me, I've been gone for a few hours, let's go get some food. If I didn't go out today at 6:05 p.m., it's not like we would have just suddenly like stood up and just, oh yeah, I love you, oh, like, you know, I missed you so. Obviously not, right? That separation and reunion, if it can be daily, can be beautiful. Maybe go to the gym by yourself, maybe sign up for some kind of class by yourself, maybe sign her up for a class that would benefit her and would help her to grow. And then this is a specific thing which not a lot of people could maybe do, but try to avoid long-term stability. This is, I think, an absolute killer for like middle-aged relationships, you know, of like married couples. They move in together and it's just, yep, that's their life now. And yep, they go to work, the same job for 10 years and, you know, the same routine and everything. And it gets just routine and just mundane extremely quickly. And then for 10 years and 20 years, you know, they try and spice things up by taking an extra honeymoon or something, but it doesn't work because they have this long-term stability. One of the really good things that me and my girl have had is that we've been all over, not you know, purposely that, yeah, let's just go traveling, but just because I'm a young man and I'm following my purpose and I want to keep moving around to try and see where's a good place for me to, like, you know, call home, where's a good place for me to set up. I have a residency now in Dubai, which means that my company makes 0% tax, so that was exciting to move there for that. We moved to London to see if that was the place, but I didn't like it, you know. So imagine every time you move, of course, moving is kind of stressful, but it's like it adds this extra freshness and this extra dependency that she has on you. Married couples don't do this. Like, maybe a married couple moves like once in their life or twice in their life, and then it gets very mundane. It gets very boring. If you're a young man watching this and you are like living with your girl, you can go on, like, you're a lot freer than most people are, especially if you make money online. If I was a young couple right now, I wouldn't book some like place to live, like some home for a year, you know, to rent this apartment for a year. And I would certainly not buy some house in like my hometown that I see a lot of young couples do. I certainly wouldn't do that because then you're tied down there and then you've got to kind of just stay in that one area and things get mundane very quickly. It'd be best if you stayed quite short term, here 1 month, here 2 months, here 3 months. And even though, yeah, the headache of moving's annoying, what actually would happen is that you have such significant chapters of your life with this woman because you've experienced so much. So they're the two like learning lessons I've had in terms of living together.